After nearly 50 years in politics, Joe Biden tonight wrapping up the last day of the Democratic National Convention and the biggest night of his career in public service, delivering the acceptance speech for his party's presidential nomination. Let's get right to ABC's Mary Bruce in Wilmington, Delaware, where Biden made his remarks. Mary.
Byron, Joe Biden here tonight just delivered the most important speech of his political life. In deeply passionate remarks, he promised to unite the country and lead America out of what he described as this chapter of darkness. And he said the end of that chapter starts tonight. He cast this election as a battle for the soul of this nation and promised his first priority is going to be getting control of this pandemic, something he said the current president has failed to do, failing in that most basic duty to protect this nation. Speaking before a virtually empty room, Biden promised to be a commander-in-chief Americans can trust. And in this moment of reckoning, Biden said it's time to root out systemic racism. Accepting the party's nomination was a moment 30 years in the making for Joe Biden. And tonight, as fireworks rained down here, Joe Biden greeted supporters outside the convention hall. He was wearing his mask, but Byron, you could tell he was smiling underneath.
Our thanks to Mary. And now more on Joe Biden's big night. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang.
More than 480 days after former Vice President Joe Biden began his marathon presidential race.
We'll choose hope over fear, facts over fiction, fairness over privilege.
This was the moment he'd been waiting for.
So it's with great honor and humility, I accept this nomination for President of the United States of America. But while I'll be a Democratic candidate, I will be an American president. I'll work hard for those who didn't support me, as hard for them as I did for those who did vote for me.
Capping off a convention unlike any other, all virtual, all remote. Yet another reminder of the way COVID-19 has changed our lives.
The current president has cloaked American darkness for much too long. Too much anger, too much fear, too much division. Here and now, I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I will be an ally of the light, not the darkness.
Over the 4 days of the convention, Democrats pulling out all the stops, focusing on one unifying message: Trump must not be reelected.
Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
I'm Ashley Biden.
Many speakers highlighting Biden's humanity. His granddaughters spoke of his love of ice cream.
Eating it like in the freezer so that like my grandma doesn't see. He like hides it.
And encouraging him to run.
He thought we were calling a meeting sort of to like discuss, whether or not we wanted him to, but really we were calling it to be like, get in that race, hurry up.
We just knew that he had to run and we weren't gonna take no as an answer.
Then there was Braden Harrington, the little boy who stutters, just like Biden once did.
It was really amazing to hear that someone like me became vice president.
I am very excited to present to you a group of people that ran in the 2020 Democratic primary against Joe Biden. You could think of this sort of like Survivor on the out interviews of all the people that got voted off the island.
It was a pinnacle moment of unity as former rivals joined forces for their party's nominee.
The magic of Joe Biden is that everything he does becomes the new reasonable. If he comes with an ambitious plan to address climate change, all of a sudden, everyone's going to follow his lead.
This is clearly the most important election in the modern history of this country. And Joe Biden, you have a human being who is empathetic, who is honest, who is decent. And at this particular moment in American history, my God, that is something that this country absolutely needs. And all of us, whether you're progressives, whether you're moderates or conservatives, have got to come together to defeat this president.
A major highlight of the week, Biden's historic vice presidential pick.
I accept your nomination.
Kamala Harris, the first Black and Asian American woman to be a major party nominee for the second highest office in the land.
So let's fight with conviction. Let's fight with hope. Let's fight with confidence in ourselves and a commitment to each other.
Biden served in the Senate for 36 years. This is his third run for the presidency. After his failed 2008 bid, Barack Obama chose Biden as his running mate. Despite his impressive career, Biden's life has been marred by tragedy. His wife and daughter killed in a car crash as a young senator. And then in 2015, his son Beau lost his battle with cancer.
My dad has always been there for me, my brother, my sister, every day. So I have something to ask of you. Be there for my dad, like he was for me.
Joe Biden has had so much pain in his life, and it's so much a part of his political narrative that he's in danger of exploiting it and of seeming fake. But for most voters, he never does. And that really is his selling point.
Earlier today, Steve Bannon, Trump's former campaign manager and chief strategist in the White House, arrested. Bannon and 3 others were charged with money laundering and fraud, accused of personally profiting off a scheme to raise money to build President Trump's border wall. The president downplayed his connections to Bannon, saying he never liked the Build the Wall campaign.
I didn't like, when I read about it, I didn't like it. I said, this is for government, this isn't for private people.
Bannon has pled not guilty to the charges.
You know, I think the Democrats are going to hammer away at the sheer number of former Trump associates, including several of his campaign managers, who've ended up in trouble with the law.
In a rare move by a sitting president, Trump appeared this afternoon on the campaign trail in Biden's home state of Pennsylvania.
He abandoned Pennsylvania.
His appearance underscoring just how important this swing state will be in the battle for the presidency. Will the Democrats be able to take back the White House? It all hinges on this man, as his supporters celebrated outside.
For love is more powerful than hate. Hope is more powerful than fear. And light is more powerful than dark. This is our moment. This is a battle we will win, and we'll do it together. I promise you. Thank you, and may God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Good night.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.